Today is Friday, May 18th, 2018, and this is the ServiceMonster Show.
This week, we have Chem-Dry, Chem-Dry, and more Chem-Dry.
I go to Seattle for a Vistage meeting with a regional conference. Way more money in the room than I was used to.
And ServiceMonster Technician, new release 1.0.9.
This week on social media.
As we already mentioned, we're going to be talking a lot about Chem-Dry this week. I read in a CleanFacts article, which you can go read for yourself, that Chem-Dry is going to be partnering with Fiddlebug in its franchises. They just want to provide a little more ease of scheduling to their customers. Pretty cool article, so go check it out for yourself.
Yanni or Laurel? Shoes and dresses, right? There's been a few cases over the internet about these weird phenomena type of perception tricks where a certain percentage of the population sees or hears something one way and a certain percentage sees it a completely different way. And these are fun. To my knowledge, there's only actually been 3 of them, so we know that the event is actually quite rare and has to happen under a certain set of circumstances. But what's really impressive to me is how well this points out the issue of perception, the fact that you are not perceiving reality. Let me say that again. You do not perceive reality. Let's take vision for an example. The visible light spectrum is a very small slice of a very large amount of radiation that light gives off, yet we're only able to see that small portion. And yet that is not what the reality really is. We see that small portion, it comes into our brain, it takes that data, and then our brain interprets that fractional piece of data to create pictures in our mind. And the reality of that is it's even upside down if you look at how the eye actually works. So it's really crazy. The whole thing is just ridiculous and reminds me and business owners everywhere that perception is not reality. But we have to look at things in the way that our clients see them. So Yanni or Laurel, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you know how your clients are perceiving you.
Big news for Amazon this week, although Amazon's already huge, so what really is big news to them? Anyways, we just wanted to let you know that Amazon has decided to ditch contracted cleaning services and has actually adopted full-time employees to provide cleaning services to their customers. They're calling it Amazon Home Services. So you can check it out, Amazon.com, and learn more about it. This week in Smug. Freddie, thank you for the huge shout out to Sierra this week on Smug. She's part of a huge team of people who are dedicated to making your experience on ServiceMonster awesome. So thank you for letting us know when you're pleased. We know our employees are pretty amazing, so it's nice to hear it from our customers as well.
Paul Johnston brings up sluggish performance in the quick ad, but as you guys know, especially in the Chem-Dry network, it's not limited to the quick ad. Technician is obviously having a little bit of an issue as well. Some of you guys I saw on the boards are having problems accessing it, giving the data. Now this is limited to the Chem-Dry network, hence why we're talking about Chem-Dry yet again. We're going to break up the data. Okay, we have a rollout plan to fix this issue. We fixed the latency issue that we saw a spike in last week, and it was confirmed by organic users who were cheering and praising how fast everything was. So super excited. We thought we knew it was. We implemented a fix, and that has been great. The security system is humming. We're tracking latency and logging in that system, and it's performing as expected. But now it's starting to uncover a couple other issues, again, surrounded around data latency for large corporate clients, currently limited to the Chem-Dry network. So we are having a rollout plan. We will be implementing that over the next few weeks. We've got to make some code changes in a product called Call Center that both we use and HRI uses. And so there is relief coming. We know what the issue is, and we're hoping to get you a fix very soon.
Sam asked this week for the ability to change or update tax rates in Mobile Technician. Well, Sam, we have great news for you. That will be out with our next Technician release. So keep an eye out for that. Anyone who's been curious or wanting that as well, keep an eye out too. This week, inside ServiceMonster.
All right, one more Chem-Dry piece. Ed Quinlan and Matt Tippett stopped by for our annual all-day-long strategy session. So it's always a fun time. Ed and I have gotten to know each other very well over the long 6 or 7 years we've partnered with Chem-Dry and HRI. And it's always a fun to sit down and make sure that all the T's and I's are dotted and crossed and everything is in alignment. And like always, it was a very pleasant experience. We went through a list of things and how we're trying to make the network better. So Chem-Dry is going to be getting some love here very soon.
Couple new training videos for you this week. Neither of which are published yet, but look for them within the next 7 days or so. Still hashing out a few details. But one of them is a subject that Joe and I mentioned in a show a few weeks back about billing statements out of the account page. So if you're wanting to know how to send multiple invoices to one customer, say, this video will be really helpful for you. I'm also working on another FMS or Fill My Schedule video. So we're going to be talking about what the approval process looks like for your FMS orders. So keep an eye out for that as well.
Don wanted me to let you guys know that the June spots for super agents are already half full. We're having to put people out further and further because those wait lists are getting longer, especially now that you guys are moving into the summer season, right? So your busy peak should be kind of leveling off to a steady trickle of work throughout the rest of the summer. I get it. You guys needed some cash and you wanted to make some moves, but if you're thinking about this, better reach out to us very quickly. Otherwise, you may be finding yourselves waiting until fall to get in the program.
As we mentioned last week, we are in the process of hunting for someone to take over Megan's position as editor and content distributor. We're also looking to fill a position for SEO and also mobile SEO.
So last Thursday, I took a day off, jumped in a bus and spent the night and a day with my Vistage group on a regional roundup. 500 people in the room, all business owners, all entrepreneurs, the vast majority of them owning businesses in the 50 million plus range. So an incredible amount of entrepreneurs and business owners that we got to mingle with. It was kind of like speed dating for high performers. So it was a lot of fun, and there were a handful of speakers. The one thing that I'll tip off a little bit here, though, is they had a speaker who was really impressive, focused on analytics and studying market trends, stock market and gross domestic product, things of that nature. And he is 100% convinced and convincing that we're headed for a crash in 2030. I don't mean like a recession. I mean like worse than the Great Depression. So having a little bit of knowledge ahead of time, you might want to batten down some hatches, you might want to make some plans long term, watch the stock market. I'm not saying change your behavior at all based off what somebody said the stock market in the United States might do in 12 years, but just keep an eye and ear to the ground on that one. ServiceMonster product updates.
I'm here to bring you news on Mobile Technician 1.0.9, the new release that came out last week. We have a couple new really cool things that came with it. One is tips. I know that's something a lot of you have been asking about for a long time, so now you have the ability to collect tips. It'll appear as its own line item. It's really cool. Check it out. We also added indicator dots on the calendar, which actually was really helpful for me too. It's nice to see on the calendar what days have jobs, what do not have jobs. So you'll see a little, I believe it's a light blue dot, and that'll indicate to you what days have jobs, what days do not. I also created a release video for Technician 1.0.9. It's only about 2.5 minutes long, but it gives you all the information and all the things that came with it. So take 2.5 minutes, check that out. You can also read the release notes below it as well on the blog.
And we're super excited about this one. It's got just a couple minor features, but the big one's going to be the iPad formatting. So Brian's hard at work at that, getting everything to lay out correctly, but it should be a very nice setup for the next right hook we're going to throw, which is the iPad Technician specific customer facing screen. We call that feature Closer. So I'll talk about that a little bit more as we get closer to that release. From everyone here at ServiceMonster, thank you so much for your attention.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Go check out the demo.
And give us a call.